Ready for a deep dive? Today we're taking a look at the I Ching,
Oh, yeah.
specifically the 29th Hexagram Kan,
Okay.
or the abysmal.
Sounds ominous.
Now, I know abysmal might not sound like the most cheerful topic,
Right.
but stick with me.
Okay.
The I Ching is this ancient Chinese text all about using symbols to provide guidance and wisdom,
Right.
kind of like a roadmap through rough waters.
I like that.
And today we're going to be exploring some seriously insightful stuff.
Definitely not your average fortune cookie.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
So for those of us who aren't exactly I Ching masters, what does this abysmal hexagram actually look like?
Well, picture this.
Okay.
You have two trigrams,
Okay.
both representing water,
Uh-huh.
stack one on top of the other,
Okay.
like building blocks.
Yeah.
But instead of like a tower,
Right.
they're forming a symbol.
Got it.
And in this case,
Yeah.
it's a symbol of a deep, deep well of water.
Okay. So I'm definitely getting a sense of depth here. Yeah.
But also a little bit of like danger.
Right.
I mean, water can be pretty powerful.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, that's the essence of Kan.
Okay.
It represents a challenging situation, a time when you need to be really cautious.
So not exactly smooth sailing.
Not exactly, no.
What kind of challenges are we talking about here?
Well, think about a time when you felt completely out of your depth.
Okay.
Maybe you were facing a big decision, dealing with a tough relationship,
Yeah.
or felt just lost in your career.
Right.
That feeling of uncertainty, of not knowing what to do next.
Yeah.
That's the kind of territory Kan is all about.
I think we've all been there
Yeah.
at some point.
For sure.
So how does this hexagram help us navigate those kind of murky waters?
It offers guidance through symbolism
Okay.
and metaphors.
Okay.
Like there's this passage in our source material that says,
Okay.
the moon shines on the water. Only its reflection is visible,
Right.
but not the moon itself.
A foolish person who tries to grab the reflection
Yeah.
ends up empty-handed.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
It's poetic and a bit mysterious, but what's the takeaway?
Right.
Don't try to catch the moon's reflection.
It's about not being fooled by appearances.
Okay.
Sometimes what seems alluring or promising can turn out to be empty
Right.
or even dangerous.
Okay.
It's like pouring all your energy into a project at work,
Yeah.
only to realize later it was based on a totally wrong idea.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's a painful lesson.
Right.
So Kan is warning us
Uh-huh.
to look beneath the surface,
Exactly.
question our assumptions before we just dive in.
Precisely. And this applies to...
This applies to all areas of life, from
Good.
career choices
Yes.
to personal relationships.
I'm starting to see how this ancient wisdom can really be relevant today.
Yeah.
But let's get specific.
Okay.
Our source material mentions fame,
Illness.
marriage.
Yeah. And partnership as areas where Kan's guidance is especially relevant.
Okay.
So let's break those down.
Right.
Starting with fame.
Okay.
What's Kan's take on that?
It's pretty straightforward, actually.
Okay.
The text says, seeking fame will not be successful. Now, this isn't saying that ambition is bad,
Right.
but it does encourage you to ask yourself,
Okay.
what are your motivations?
Yeah.
Are you chasing external validation? Or is there something deeper driving you?
You know, I think a lot of us can relate to that.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get caught up in,
Right.
Likes and followers. But what does that really get you?
Exactly.
It's in.
Kan is reminding us
Yeah.
to focus on what really matters,
Okay.
aligning our actions with our values.
Makes you think.
It does.
Right. It's
Yeah.
not about the applause. It's about the substance behind it.
Exactly.
Okay, what about illness?
Oh,
What wisdom does Kan offer there?
It advises that severe diseases should be treated quickly.
Okay.
Otherwise, they'll be harder to cure.
Got it.
It also emphasizes paying attention to
Yeah.
certain areas of health,
Okay.
specifically the kidneys, bladder,
Okay.
and reproductive organs.
So it's not just about metaphorical abysses,
Right.
but also potential physical ones.
Exactly. And the message is,
Don't ignore problems.
Right.
Whether they're emotional or physical, face them head on.
like the overall message of Kan.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm seeing a pattern here.
What's that?
Caution, introspection,
Yeah.
facing things head on.
Right.
It's like Kan is giving us this toolkit for navigating those abysmal times.
I like that.
Okay, we've covered fame
Mm-hmm.
and illness.
Right.
Let's move on to relationships.
Okay.
What does Kan have to say about marriage and
Well-
partnership?
Well, it's not exactly the most encouraging news.
Oh.
The source material suggests That during a Kan period.
Marriages won't be formed,
Mm-hmm.
and partnerships won't be beneficial.
Okay.
In fact, it even cautions that one could easily be immersed in love.
Okay.
But there are many dangers and obstacles.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Is Kan suggesting we just, like, swear off love
No.
and collaboration altogether?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Remember, this hexagram is all about navigating challenges.
Right.
In this case, it's highlighting the potential difficulties
Okay.
that can come up in relationships
Yeah.
during a time of uncertainty
Okay.
and urging caution.
So maybe not the best time to jump into,
Right.
like, a new business venture
Mm-hmm.
or whirlwind romance?
Probably not.
Okay.
It's about being discerning,
Right.
understanding the potential risks,
Yeah.
and making informed choices.
Okay. I'm getting a sense of the vibe here.
What's that?
Proceed with caution.
Mm.
Look beneath the surface.
Right.
And maybe hold off on those big life decisions.
Exactly.
For now.
But there's another layer to Kan that we need to explore.
Oh.
The individual lines
Okay.
within the hexagram itself.
Oh, this is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
I was looking over those lines,
Mhm.
and they add a whole other level of complexity
Right.
to this whole abyss thing.
They do.
Each line represents a specific stage of the challenge.
That's right.
Right.
Think of them as different perspectives
Okay.
on how to navigate the abyss.
Got it.
Some lines emphasize caution,
Okay.
while others highlight inner strength.
Okay. I'm ready to dive deeper.
Right.
Let's take a look at some of these individual lines
Okay.
and see what kind of insights we can glean.
Sounds good. It's really fascinating how these lines within the
Yeah.
hexagram
Right.
can offer such specific guidance.
Yeah.
It's like a personalized instruction manual
Okay.
for navigating your own
Yeah.
abyss.
Okay, so let's crack open this manual.
Right.
Are there any lines that really jump out at you as capturing the essence of Kan?
There's one that's particularly striking.
Okay.
The 6th line,
Mm-hmm.
bound with ropes and thorns,
Okay.
shutting yourself in the prison.
Whoa.
For 3 years, one does not see the light.
That's intense.
It's fortune.
Ropes, thorns, prison.
Yeah.
3 years in the dark.
Right.
It's like a scene from a movie.
It does sound like that.
What's going on here?
This line speaks to the feeling of being trapped,
Okay.
facing those seemingly impossible obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 years symbolize
Right.
a really long period of waiting,
Right.
feeling stuck,
Yeah.
unable to move forward.
3 years? That's a long time to be in the dark.
It is.
I can see how that would feel like misfortune.
Right.
So what's the lesson here?
Well,
Mhm.
imagine yourself in that prison.
Okay.
You could rage against the bars,
Yeah.
exhaust yourself trying to break free.
Right?
Or
Yeah.
you could use that time
Okay.
to look inward,
Mm-hmm.
cultivate inner strength and resilience.
Okay, so instead of fighting it, we
Mhm.
try to learn from it,
Exactly.
find meaning in the waiting.
Mhm.
But how do we do that?
It's all about shifting your perspective. Instead of focusing on the limitations,
Mm-hmm.
ask yourself,
Yeah.
what can I learn from this?
Right.
How can I use this time
Yeah.
to grow stronger?
This is where that concept of resilience.
Exactly.
That's
right.
right.
Resilience is that inner strength
Okay.
that lets us bounce back from setbacks.
But isn't that easier said than done?
It is a process.
Yeah.
It's about acknowledging your feelings,
Mm-hmm.
but not letting them control you.
Right.
It's about finding ways to stay connected
Okay.
to your inner strength,
Yeah.
even when things are tough.
So things like meditation,
Yeah.
mindfulness,
Exactly.
journaling,
Right.
those kinds of practices.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything that helps you connect with yourself,
Mm-hmm.
with your values,
Okay.
your beliefs,
Yeah.
can be really powerful.
This is making me think about
Mhm.
that passage about the moon's reflection.
Oh, yeah.
When we're in a dark place.
Right?
It's easy to get fixated
Right.
on those external things.
Yeah.
Like we think those are going to make us happy.
Right. But
Oh.
true strength comes from looking inward,
Yeah.
from cultivating that inner light.
That's what Kan is guiding us toward.
Fairly.
It's not about avoiding the darkness,
Right.
but about learning to navigate it
Yeah.
with wisdom
Mm.
and resilience.
And resilience.
Okay, so we explore a line
Uh-huh.
that emphasizes the challenge,
Right.
that feeling of being trapped.
Yeah.
But are there any lines in Kan
Yeah.
that offer a more hopeful perspective?
There are.
Okay.
In fact, the very first line
Ah.
offers a really powerful message,
Right.
repeating the abyss.
Mm-hmm.
If you are sincere,
Okay.
you have success in your heart,
Okay.
and whatever you do succeeds.
That's a bit more encouraging.
It is.
But what does it mean to have success in your heart?
It's about aligning your actions
Okay.
with your true intentions.
Mm-hmm.
It's about finding that inner peace
Right.
and fulfillment,
Yeah.
even when things are tough.
Okay.
Imagine you're working on a project that's really important to you.
Okay.
Even though it might not bring you fame or fortune,
Right.
if you're truly passionate about it,
Yeah.
that sense of purpose will fuel you,
Okay.
even when you face obstacles.
So it's not about
Hmm.
external achievements.
No,
It's about that deep sense of purpose
that's right.
that drives you.
And when you're aligned with that purpose,
Yeah.
that's where true success lies.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's like a reminder that
Mhm.
we don't always need external validation
Exactly.
to feel successful.
Mhm.
The real victory is staying true to ourselves,
That's right.
even when things get tough.
That idea is echoed in other lines, too.
Okay.
For example, the fifth line states,
Mm-hmm.
the abyss is not filled to overflowing.
Okay.
It's filled only to the rim.
Interesting.
No blame.
What's the significance of that?
It highlights the importance
Huh.
of moderation
Mm-hmm.
and balance,
Okay.
even in the midst of abundance.
Right.
It's a reminder to avoid excess
Yeah.
and strive for equilibrium.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine pouring water into a glass.
Okay.
If you fill it to the very top,
Yeah.
it's going to spill.
Right.
But if you fill it just to the rim,
Mm-hmm.
it's stable, contained.
So it's like a caution against overindulging,
Right.
whether it's material possessions
Wow.
or emotions or even ambitions.
Precisely.
It's about finding that sweet spot,
Mm-hmm.
that place of harmony,
Right.
where you can navigate those challenges
Yeah.
with grace and
Mhm.
stability.
And if you're always chasing more,
Yeah.
you're never going to be satisfied.
This makes me think about work-life balance,
It does.
right? It's like we need to find that balance
Exactly.
between striving for success
Yeah.
and taking care of ourselves,
Right.
pushing ourselves,
Wow.
but also knowing when to rest.
And Kan is giving us that framework
Right.
for finding that balance,
Mm-hmm.
for navigating those waters.
I'm noticing a theme of acceptance
Oh, yeah.
running through all of this,
Mhm.
accepting the challenges,
Right.
accepting the need for patience,
Yeah, exactly.
accepting that things might not always go our way.
Acceptance is key to Kan's wisdom.
Okay.
It's not about passively resigning to fate.
Right.
It's about acknowledging reality
Okay.
and working with it,
Yeah.
not against it.
Letting go of that need to control everything.
Exactly.
Right. Like have all the answers.
Right.
It's about surrendering to the flow.
Right.
Even when it's uncomfortable.
And that surrender can be liberating.
Okay.
It allows you to step back,
Mm-hmm.
observe the situation,
Right.
and respond with wisdom and compassion.
Okay. I have to ask.
What's that?
Are there any lines in this hexagram that are just straight up positive? Like
Yeah.
no warnings,
Yeah.
no challenges, just
Right.
good vibes?
Well, the fourth line offers a glimmer of hope.
Okay.
It says, a jug of wine,
Okay.
a bowl that is without rings,
Uh-huh.
are well served with the purity
Mm-hmm.
of a jade pendant.
Interesting.
Receive them from the hand of the serving maid.
Okay.
In the end, there is no blame.
Whoa. Okay,
Yeah.
break that down for me.
What?
What's with the
Well,
wine in the bowl
Mm.
and the jade pendant?
This line is often interpreted as
Okay.
a sign of unexpected help
Okay.
or support
Mm-hmm.
arriving from an unexpected source.
Right.
The jug of wine
Yeah.
and the bowl
Mm-hmm.
represent offerings,
Okay.
symbols of nourishment and comfort.
Okay, so even in the abyss,
Yeah,
there's this possibility of
Right.
receiving help
Mm.
and guidance.
exactly.
Well, what about the jade pendant?
The jade pendant is often associated with
Okay.
purity
Mm.
and sincerity.
Okay.
It suggests that the help offered
Right.
is genuine
Yeah.
and comes with good intentions.
Like even when you feel alone,
yeah,
there might be
Okay.
unexpected support available.
don't be afraid to ask for help
Okay.
and be open to receiving it,
Yeah.
even if it comes from somewhere unexpected.
This deep dive has been quite the journey.
It has.
We've explored symbolism,
Mm-hmm.
metaphors,
Right.
specific life challenges,
Yeah.
and even those individual lines.
We've only just scratched the surface.
Oh, wow.
The I Ching is so vast
Right,
and complex.
Yeah.
There's always more to learn.
I think we've provided a pretty solid foundation, though,
Yeah,
for our listener
Yeah.
to continue their own exploration.
absolutely.
So what's the most important thing
Mhm.
you hope they take away from this?
I hope they leave with a sense of empowerment, knowing that even the toughest situations can be navigated
Yeah.
with wisdom,
Right.
courage,
Right.
and resilience.
Okay.
Kan is not about
Yeah.
predicting doom and gloom.
Right.
It's about giving us the tools we need to face the abysses
Yeah.
and come out stronger
Right.
and wiser.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's time to wrap up this part of our
Okay.
deep dive.
Sounds good.
We'll be back soon
Okay.
to continue exploring the depths of the I Ching and uncover even more hidden gems of wisdom.
Right?
We've been exploring the depths of Kan, the 29th hexagram of the I Ching,
Right.
and it's been quite a journey.
It has.
We've talked about
Yeah.
the challenges, the importance of introspection,
Totally.
resilience, and even the possibility of unexpected help
Right.
showing up when we need it most.
Exactly.
But before we resurface from this deep dive,
Okay.
I want to make sure we bring it all home
Yeah.
for you, our listener. Because what's the point of all this wisdom if we don't know how to use it in our own lives?
It's one thing to understand the symbols
Right.
and the metaphors,
Yeah.
but the real magic
Yeah.
is when we take those insights
Mhm.
and use them
Right.
to navigate our own abysses.
Okay, so let's do this.
Okay.
Imagine you're facing a challenge right now.
Mm-hmm.
Something that feels overwhelming.
Right.
Something that makes you question your path.
Okay.
What's the first step you can take inspired by Kan?
It all starts with awareness.
Okay.
Take a moment to pause,
Mm-hmm.
breathe,
Yeah.
and assess the situation. Ask yourself,
Okay.
what's really going on?
Mm-hmm.
What are my fears?
Yeah.
What are my assumptions?
It's like hitting that pause button before you react.
Give yourself a chance to see things clearly.
Because often our initial reactions
Yeah.
are driven by fear or ego.
Right.
And that can lead us down the wrong path.
Kan encourages us to approach challenges
Yeah.
with a calm mind
Mm-hmm.
and a steady heart.
Okay, so we hit pause.
Right.
We assess
Yeah.
what's next.
This is where introspection
Okay.
becomes so important.
Okay.
Take some time to connect with yourself.
Okay.
What are your values?
Yeah.
What are your strengths?
Mm-hmm.
What truly matters to you?
It's like taking a deep dive into our own inner landscape.
And in those depths,
Yeah.
you might discover strength
Okay.
and wisdom you didn't even know you had.
I love that image.
Yeah.
So it's about trusting that inner compass, that gut feeling
Right.
that guides us to what's right.
Even when the outside world feels chaotic.
And that trust
Yeah.
is what builds resilience.
That's right.
It lets us weather the storms, bounce back from setbacks,
Mhm.
keep moving forward.
Even when the path is uncertain.
You know, we often think of resilience as this tough quality, but the way you're describing it, it sounds more like a gentle strength,
Yeah.
a deep self-awareness
Right.
that lets us bend without breaking.
I like that.
Okay, so we've talked about awareness,
Uh-huh.
introspection, resilience,
Right.
but there's one more piece of Kan's wisdom.
What's that?
I want to highlight
Okay.
the possibility of unexpected help.
Right.
How can we stay open to that?
It's about cultivating trust.
Okay.
Not just in ourselves, but in the universe.
Yeah.
In the flow of life.
Okay.
Believing that even when things seem dark,
Right.
there's a bigger plan. And that help can arrive
Yeah.
in unexpected ways.
But it's about having faith.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily religious,
Right.
but like trusting that we're not alone,
Right.
remembering that we're all interconnected,
Yeah.
and that support can come from sources we might not even know. Maybe it's a stranger, a book you find,
Yeah.
or just a sudden burst of inspiration.
It's like those little winks from the universe.
Right. Exactly.
Reminding us we're on the right track.
And when we open ourselves to those possibilities, we can receive the guidance and support.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
We've explored the depths of Kan
Mm-hmm.
and uncovered some really profound insights.
We talked about the challenges,
Right.
the importance of introspection, resilience.
And the power of staying open
Exactly.
to unexpected help.
We hope you've gained a deeper understanding
Yeah.
of how this wisdom can apply to your life,
Right.
helping you navigate your own abysses
With grace, courage.
and wisdom.
Remember, Kan is not about doom and gloom.
Right.
It's about empowering you
Yeah.
to face your challenges.
With a clear mind
Mm-hmm.
and a steady heart
And who knows,
Yeah.
you might even discover some hidden treasures.
along the way.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive
Yeah, thanks for listening.
into the I Ching,
We'll see you next time for another exploration
into the world of ancient wisdom,